Without commitment, you'll never start, but without consistency, you'll never finish. Let that sink in for a moment. These words aren't just a quote. They're a wake-up call, a call to action, a reminder that greatness isn't handed to anyone. It's earned. And this very speech, broke the internet because it doesn't just inspire, it challenges you. It forces you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing enough? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful speeches ever given. A speech that doesn't just talk about success, but tears it apart, piece by piece, to show you what it really takes to overcome fear, embrace failure, and achieve greatness. This isn't about quick fixes or empty motivation. This is about real, raw, life-changing advice that will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about success. Why should you care? Because this isn't just about Denzel Washington. It's about you. It's about the dreams you've put on hold, the fears holding you back, and the excuses you keep making. This speech is a mirror, reflecting the choices you've made and the ones you're too afraid to make. And by the end of this video, you'll walk away with actionable insights that can transform your life. But here's the thing. This isn't just another motivational talk. This is a masterclass in resilience, discipline, and the power of choice. You'll learn why fear is actually your greatest ally, how failure can be your best teacher, and why consistency is the secret weapon of every successful person. You'll discover why talent alone is never enough and why discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. And here's the kicker. This speech doesn't just tell you what to do, it shows you how. It's packed with stories, lessons, and truths that will stick with you long after this video ends. But here's the catch. You have to be willing to listen, really listen, because the truth isn't always easy to hear, but it's always worth it. So if you're ready to stop dreaming and start doing, if you're ready to face your fears and turn your failures into fuel, then this video is for you. Stick around, because what you're about to hear might just change everything. Without commitment, you'll never start, but without consistency, you'll never finish. Let's begin. Fear is a sign that you're about to do something really brave. Let's talk about fear, that knot in your stomach, the voice in your head telling you to turn back, the doubt that creeps in when you're standing on the edge of something new. We've all felt it, but what if I told you that fear isn't your enemy? What if I told you that fear is actually your greatest ally? Think about it. Fear doesn't show up when you're doing something easy or comfortable. Fear shows up when you're about to take a risk, when you're about to step into the unknown. It's your body's way of saying, this matters, this is important. And that's exactly why you can't let it stop you. Fear isn't a red light, it's a green light. Oh, it's a sign that you're on the right track, that you're about to do something that could change your life. Let's break it down. Imagine you're starting a business. You've got the idea, the plan, the passion, but then it hits you. What if it fails? What if people don't like it? What if you lose everything? That fear is real and it's overwhelming. But here's the thing. Every successful entrepreneur has felt that fear. Every single one. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. They used it as fuel. They said, if I'm this scared, it must mean I'm onto something big. And they were right. Or think about learning a new skill. Maybe it's playing an instrument, coding, or even public speaking. At first, it's exciting, but then you hit a wall. You realize how much you don't know, how far you have to go. That fear of failure, of looking foolish, can be paralyzing. But here's the truth. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once a mess. The fear you feel isn't a sign that you're not good enough, it's a sign that you're growing. And then there are the big leaps, the moments that define us. Maybe it's moving to a new city, ending a toxic relationship, or pursuing a dream you've kept hidden for years. These are the moments when fear screams the loudest. But these are also the moments that matter the most. Because on the other side of that fear is a version of yourself you've never met before. A stronger, braver, more authentic version. The key is to reframe fear. Don't see it as a stop sign. See it as a starting line. When you feel that fear, don't run from it. Lean into it. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And then ask, what's the best that could happen? Because here's the secret, the best case scenario is always bigger than the worst. So the next time fear shows up, don't let it hold you back. Let it push you forward. Let it remind you that you're about to do something brave, something important, something life-changing. Because the truth is, you'll never know what you're truly capable of until you face that fear and take the leap. Let's fall forward. Every failure is a step closer to success. Let's talk about failure, that word we all dread, the one that makes us cringe, the one we try so hard to avoid. But what if I told you that failure isn't the end of the road? What if I told you that failure is actually the beginning? That every time you fall, you're not falling backward, you're falling forward. Think about it. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of it. The process, it's the grind, it's the messy, uncomfortable, sometimes painful journey that leads to something extraordinary. The truth is, no one gets it right the first time. No one. Not the greatest athletes, not the most successful entrepreneurs, not even the most talented artists. They've all failed, and not just once, over and over again. But here's the difference. They didn't let failure define them. They let it refine them. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. 1,000 times. Can you imagine? Most people would have given up after the first dozen attempts, but not Edison. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 0.0000 ways that won't work. And that mindset changed everything, because every failure taught him something new. Every failure brought him one step closer to success. Or think about J.K. Rowling. Before she became one of the most successful authors in history, she was a single mother living on welfare. Her manuscript for Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers. 12! But she didn't give up. She kept going. She kept falling forward. And now, her story has inspired millions of people around the world. Even in sports, failure is part of the game. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school team. Can you imagine? The guy who would go on to win 6 NBA championships was once told he wasn't good enough. But he didn't let that stop him. He said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. The point is, failure isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something to embrace, because every failure is a lesson. Every failure is a stepping stone. Every failure is a chance to grow, to learn, to get better. The key is to fall forward, to take that failure and use it as fuel, to say, this didn't work, but I'm not giving up. I'm going to try again, and this time I'll be smarter, stronger, and more prepared. So the next time you fail, and you will fail, don't see it as the end. See it as an opportunity to fall forward. Because the truth is, you'll never know how far you can go until you've fallen a few times. And every time you get back up, you're one step closer to success. Dreams without goals are just dreams. Let's talk about dreams. We all have them. That vision of the life we want to live, the person we want to become, the impact we want to make. Dreams are powerful. They inspire us, motivate us, and give us something to strive for. But here's the hard truth. Dreams alone aren't enough. Without goals, dreams are just ideas floating in the air. They're wishes, hopes, fantasies. And if you want to turn those dreams into reality, you need a plan. You need goals. Think about it. A dream is the destination, but goals are the roadmap. They're the steps that take you from where you are to where you want to be. Without them, you're just wandering, hoping you'll somehow end up in the right place. But hope isn't a strategy. Luck isn't a plan. If you want to achieve your dreams, you have to be intentional. You have to break them down into clear, actionable goals. Let's say your dream is to start your own business. That's a great dream, but what does it actually take to get there? You need a business plan. You need to research your market, secure funding, build a team, and create a product or service that people want. Those are goals. And each one of those goals can be broken down even further into smaller, manageable tasks. The point is, you can't just wake up one day and decide to be a successful entrepreneur. You have to take it step by step. Or maybe your dream is to get in shape. You want to feel healthier, stronger, more confident. That's a fantastic dream. But again, it's not enough to just want it. You need to set specific goals. Maybe it's working out 3 times a week, drinking more water, or cutting out processed foods. Whatever it is, you need a plan. Because without one, that dream will always feel out of reach. The beauty of goals is that they give you direction. They give you focus. They turn that big, overwhelming dream into something you can actually work toward. And here's the thing. Goals don't have to be huge. They just have to be clear. Start small. Break your dream down into bite-sized pieces. What's one thing you can do today to move closer to your dream? What's one thing you can do this week, this month? And don't be afraid to adjust your goals as you go. Life is unpredictable. Things change. You change. And that's okay. The important thing is to keep moving forward, to keep taking those small, consistent steps toward your dream. Because every goal you achieve, no matter how small, brings you one step closer to making that dream a reality. So if you've got a dream, and I know you do, don't let it stay a dream. Turn it into a plan. Set those goals. Take those steps. Because the truth is, dreams are just the beginning. It's what you do with them that matters. And when you turn your dreams into goals, You're not just dreaming, you're doing. And that's where the magic happens. Talent is not enough. You need consistency. Let's talk about talent. We all know someone who seems to have it all: natural ability, charisma, a knack for picking things up quickly. Talent is impressive. It's inspiring. But here's the truth. Talent alone won't get you where you want to go. It might give you a head start, but it won't carry you across the finish line. What really matters is consistency. Showing up every day, even when it's hard. Putting in the work, even when you don't feel like it. That's what separates the good from the great. Think about athletes. The ones who make it to the top aren't just the most talented, they're the most consistent. They're the ones who train every single day, rain or shine, whether they feel like it or not. They don't rely on their natural ability. They build on it. They push themselves day after day until they've mastered their craft. Take Serena Williams, for example. She's one of the greatest tennis players of all time, but it's not just because she's talented, it's because she's consistent. She spent decades practicing, refining her skills, and pushing her limits. That's what makes her a champion. The same goes for artists. Talent might get you noticed, but consistency is what keeps you relevant. Think about musicians. The ones who have long, successful careers aren't just the ones with the best voices or the most catchy songs. They're the ones who keep creating, keep performing, keep connecting with their audience. They show up year after year, album after album. They don't wait for inspiration to strike. They create it. They put in the work, even when it's hard, even when they're not feeling it. That's what builds a legacy. And then there are entrepreneurs. Building a successful business isn't just about having a great idea or a unique skill set. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day, even when things aren't going your way. It's about putting in the hours, making the calls, solving the problems, and pushing through the setbacks. Think about someone like Elon Musk. He's not just talented, he's relentless. He's consistently worked on multiple groundbreaking projects, from Tesla to SpaceX, even when the odds were against him. That's what makes him one of the most influential entrepreneurs of our time. The point is, talent might open the door, but consistency is what keeps you in the room. It's what turns potential into success. It's what transforms dreams into reality. And here's the thing, consistency isn't glamorous. It's not flashy. It's not about big dramatic moments. It's about small daily actions. It's about showing up even when no one's watching. It's about doing the work even when it's boring. So if you've got talent, that's great, but don't stop there. Don't rely on it. Build on it. Be consistent. Show up every day, even when it's hard. Because the truth is, talent might get you started, but consistency is what will take you all the way. And when you combine the two, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Easy choices, hard life, hard choices, easy life. Let's talk about choices. Every day we're faced with them. Big ones, small ones that seem insignificant at the time, but add up over the weeks, months, and years. And here's the thing. The easy choices, the ones that feel comfortable in the moment, often lead to a harder life down the road. But the hard choices, the ones that require discipline and sacrifice, they're the ones that pave the way for an easier, more fulfilling life. Think about it. Choosing to hit the snooze button instead of waking up early to work on your goals, that's an easy choice. But over time, it leads to missed opportunities, unmet deadlines, and a growing sense of regret. On the other hand, choosing to get up early, even when it's tough, even when you're tired, that's a hard choice. But it's also the choice that leads to progress, achievement, and ultimately, a life you're proud of. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's what turns those hard choices into habits. It's what keeps you focused when distractions are pulling you in every direction. And here's the truth. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger with practice. So how do you build discipline? Start small. Set a daily goal. Something achievable but meaningful. Maybe it's reading for 20 minutes, going for a walk, or writing 500 words. Whatever it is, commit to it. Do it every day. No excuses. Over time, those small actions will add up. They'll become habits. And those habits will become the foundation of your success. Another practical tip, create a routine. Discipline thrives on structure. When you have a clear plan for your day, it's easier to stay on track. Start by identifying your most important tasks, the ones that will move you closer to your goals. Schedule them for the time of day when you're most focused and energized, and stick to that schedule, even when it's tempting to procrastinate or give in to distractions. Accountability is also key. Share your goals with someone you trust. A friend, a family member, or a mentor. Ask them to check in with you regularly. Knowing that someone else is rooting for you and expecting you to follow through can be a powerful motivator. And don't forget to celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Discipline is hard work, and it's important to acknowledge your progress. Did you stick to your routine for a week? Great, reward yourself. Did you complete a challenging task? Awesome. Take a moment to appreciate your effort These small celebrations reinforce your commitment and keep you motivated. But here's the thing, discipline isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. There will be days when you slip up, when you make the easy choice instead of the hard one, and that's okay. What matters is that you get back on track, that you keep showing up day after day, even when it's hard. Because the truth is, the hard choices, the ones that require discipline, are the ones that lead to long-term success. They're the ones that build resilience, confidence, and a sense of accomplishment. They're the ones that make life easier, not because the challenges go away, but because you're better equipped to handle them. So the next time you're faced with a choice, ask yourself, is this the easy choice or the hard one? And remember, the hard choice might be difficult in the moment, but it's the one that will lead to a life you're proud of. Because in the end, discipline isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who can. At the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about what you can do for others. Let's talk about success. We live in a world that celebrates individual achievement, awards, promotions, followers, likes. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is about how much you have, how far you've climbed, or how many people know your name. But here's the truth. Real success isn't measured by what you gain. It's measured by what you give. Humility is the anchor that keeps you grounded in a world that's constantly trying to inflate your ego. It's the quiet understanding that no matter how high you rise, you didn't get there alone. Someone believed in you, someone supported you, someone gave you a chance. And when you recognize that, success stops being a trophy to hold up and becomes a tool to lift others up. Think about the teachers who stay late to help struggling students, the entrepreneurs who build companies that create jobs, or the artists who use their platform to amplify voices that go unheard. Their greatness isn't defined by their talent or wealth, it's defined by their willingness to serve. And here's the beautiful paradox. When you shift the focus from yourself to others, success becomes more meaningful. It's no longer just about hitting milestones. It's about creating moments that matter for someone else. The joy of seeing someone else succeed because of your guidance, the pride of knowing your work made someone's life easier, the peace that comes from using your influence for good, that's what lasts. That's what truly fulfills. Because at the end of the day, legacy isn't built on what you achieve for yourself. It's built on what you inspire others to achieve for themselves. So stay humble, stay hungry, not for applause, but for opportunities to make a difference. Because the greatest reward isn't in being remembered. It's in being the reason someone else is remembered. Success takes time. Don't rush the process. We live in a world of instant everything, fast food, quick fixes, overnight fame. We're taught to want results now, to measure success in clicks and likes and shortcuts. But here's the truth. Real success isn't instant. It's slow, it's deliberate, it's built brick by brick, day by day, even when no one's watching. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's a necessity. Think about the greatest achievements in history. The pyramids weren't built in a day. The Wright brothers didn't invent the airplane on their first try. The smartphone in your hand, that technology took decades to develop. Every breakthrough, every masterpiece, every legacy started as a small idea that grew over time. If you're starting the new business today, you need to think the long-term vision, a long-term goal, because greatness isn't rushed. It's nurtured. It's refined. It's tested. Take Apple, for example. Before it became one of the most valuable companies in the world, it was a scrappy startup in a garage. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak didn't launch the iPhone in 1976. They spent decades iterating, failing, and innovating. The first Macintosh, the iPod, the iPhone. Each product was a step in a marathon, not a sprint. Or consider J.K. Rowling, who spent years writing Harry Potter while juggling life as a single mother. The manuscript was rejected repeatedly, but she kept going. She understood that some stories take time to find their audience. Even nature teaches us this lesson. A bamboo plant spends years growing roots underground before it shoots up dozens of feet in a matter of weeks. An oak tree takes decades to reach its full height. Rushing the process doesn't make it stronger, it breaks it. The same applies to your goals. Skipping steps, cutting corners, or chasing shortcuts might give you temporary gains, but they'll never build anything lasting. Patience isn't about sitting back and waiting. It's about showing up consistently, even when progress feels invisible. It's trusting that the hours you're putting in now, the learning, the practicing, the grinding, are compounding. Every small effort is a deposit into the future you're building. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're tempted to quit because results aren't coming fast enough, remember, the best things in life don't happen to you. They happen through you, and that takes time. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned today. Denzel Washington's wisdom reminds us that fear isn't something to run from, it's a sign that we're about to do something brave. Failure isn't the end of the road, it's a stepping stone to success. Consistency beats talent every time, and discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. And greatness? It's not a privilege for the few, it's a choice available to all of us. As Denzel once said, dream big, work hard, and never give up. These words aren't just a quote. They're a call to action, a reminder that your dreams are worth fighting for, no matter how big or how far away they seem. So here's my question for you. What's one thing you'll do today to move closer to your dreams? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If this video inspired you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us keep creating videos that motivate and empower you. Remember, the journey to greatness starts with a single step. Take that step today. Dream big, work hard, and never give up. See you in the next video.